Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Moonriver. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now let's jump straight into the TA. So jumping into the weekly chart real quick, I want to drop in this Fibonacci retracement here just to show you what our potential targets to the downside are going to be if we start losing this December 2022 low. So based on this fib, we're going to be targeting $5.30 as our minimal target here. Our minimal target would be $5.30 and your technical target would be $4.33.5. That would be the 1.618 fib, and as you all know, once you lose the first fib, the 1.618 becomes your technical target because that's where you usually retrace to after you lose the first fib. So we are very close to this support right now, and I would say this is a very good buying opportunity, very good area to average in to all those people who were looking to get into Moonriver during February and March when we were sitting at these prices, pretty high prices to be honest with you, at $10 in comparison to what we were back down here in January sitting at $6.5, $6.30. So right now you can definitely look into averaging in and sending your tokens to staking on the Nova wallet or wherever you want to stake your Moonriver, obviously. So look into that, make your tokens work for you while you're waiting for the bull market to come. That way you can just increase your position and then you can just sell the tokens and you'll have even more US dollar value at the end of the bull market, which, you know, I don't know if anyone really wants the US dollar value at this point other than just to spend it immediately. Now, taking a look at the grand scheme of things on the weekly chart, actually we'll do that in just a second. We'll do that on the KuCoin chart. Let's switch over to the daily and take a look at the short to mid-term situation here. So obviously we have our bearish cross playing out since April 20 or since April 20th. We had a bounce off of this support. Basically, we just wicked below $6.17, and now we are on our way back up, retracing slowly but surely towards the 20 EMA on the daily and towards the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement at $6.97. We had a wick down below that level. We had a couple of wicks down there back in March, and we had a couple of wicks, couple of wicks to that area back in January, and also a back test of resistance of that range in December 2022, and back in November 2022, you sort of had that those couple of wicks there as well. So we could be coming up to that level, back testing it as resistance, and then getting sent back down for either a higher low, and then we continue to the upside, or we completely drop down and you start creating lower lows, which would be negative. Obviously, that's the thing that we don't want to be looking at. I mean, I would really love for Moonriver to hold this low because this would be a perfect double bottom pattern on the daily chart, and we could be looking at a technical target of around about $17, I believe, if we take a trend line and we draw it from the top here, from the top of the neckline all the way down to the bottom of the double bottom pattern, and then you place it to the upside, and approximately, let's take that one more time. So approximately you would be looking at $22 actually. $22 this August/September. That would be a nice area for us to look forward to. I would say $21.50 actually per this trend line. So that's just an approximate target, obviously based on this potential target that we could have. Now, that target would be valid only after we break above the neckline. So you have the neckline. Once you start breaking above it, you're good to go. If you start dropping and you drop lower than this low, then the double bottom pattern is obviously invalidated because the second low is lower than the first one, and that's not what we need to see. That's regarding the potential bullish reversal pattern that we have on the charts. I do have a bunch of tokens, and I'm staking all of my tokens on the Nova wallet, like I said, and that's something that I would recommend anyone looking to make passive income to look into. Now, jumping into the daily RSI, we just had a move down into the oversold below the index of 30, and we're seeing a retracement to the upside. We could potentially backtest this wide trend line as resistance one more time, just like we did back here in August last year, just like we did back in November last year, and we had a couple of bounces of support off of that trend line, then another back test of resistance in March this year, then a move above it, and then a move back down. So maybe a back test of resistance and another retracement to the downside is on the horizon. For any potential flash crashes, I would target 18.68 on the RSI, as we've seen 2 times before that level has been back tested. So once in January 2022 and once in June 2022. So those would be good indicators to look at. So we might just retrace back down to that bottom, or to those bottom prices, or to those bottom RSI indexes, and then have a bounce from there and move to the upside. So definitely have an eye on this level here on the daily RSI, and let's quickly switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to touch on ExpressVPN. Now, do you like your privacy? Of course you do. So do I. That's why I choose ExpressVPN as my VPN, as it is the best VPN out there. And first and foremost, it is a privacy company. They do not keep any of your activity logs. So if you're using a Wi-Fi connection or really using any internet connection whatsoever, ExpressVPN comes in to save the day and protect you. And you can basically change your location to whatever country you want to be in at that moment in time. So let's say I want to access some streaming content that's not available here in Canada, and I want to watch some Japanese TV show. I can do that with ExpressVPN. Now, of course, you do get a 50% discount if you get the 12 months package, and you get a 3 months deal on top of that. So you get 3 months for absolutely free. So technically you're getting 15 months for the price of 12 with a 50% discount, which is quite the deal in my opinion. And of course, 30 days money back guaranteed. If you don't like something, you can definitely get your money back within the first 30 days, and the link is going to be down below in the description. Let's carry on with the video. Now, jumping into the weekly chart real quick just to see what the picture here is. Now, obviously, the 55 EMA is way up here at $48. So that is going to be retested sometime this year, I think, closer to the end of the year. We're going to get to the 55 EMA, and we're going to have a back test of resistance at some point because that is inevitable. That's a major resistance trend line for us. And right now, what is happening is that we're in between this support level here and this resistance, this red resistance level. So you're getting squeezed up in between those two, and at some point you're going to see a move. You're going to see a move to the downside or a move to the upside. By the looks of things, a move to the downside would be more probable, as we are having a horizontal support and we're having a descending diagonal resistance trend line. So you're constantly printing lower highs, and this is not really good. Of course, there is a chance of a breakout, but I think that if Bitcoin continues back down to $25,000, maybe even if we have a flash crash to $20,000 or below, Moonriver is definitely going to be losing $6.36, and we're going to be seeing new all-time lows for Moonriver. And when the trading started back in 2020 in August, so a few years ago, we were sitting at $5 to $4 here. So that is definitely something that you want to be aware of, because if you are buying all in at these prices right now and you're hoping for a retracement to the upside back to $100 in the next few months, then just be aware that might not happen, because there are a lot of factors that you have to look at when you're planning these short-term swing trades. We could have some FUD from Jerome Powell. We could have the SEC going another crypto. We could have another war breaking out. So there's just a bunch of stuff to look at before you put a bunch of money into the markets expecting a quick return. If you're putting the money into the markets waiting for the next 2 to 3 years, then that's fine. Obviously, we're all going to be doing that here on this channel. I'm a long-term investor, so to speak. I'm not going to be taking profits anytime soon. And that's pretty much everything that I have for Moonriver. Obviously, we're targeting $300, $200 for the next bull market. Those would be our major targets. So we could take a look at some quick resistance levels here on the weekly chart. Go there. I don't know why that is on. So there's just a few resistance levels that we could be eyeballing. So $200 and $300 are the most important levels in my opinion, because we need to be getting rid of those round numbers. And once you once you break through those, I think we could even do $400 this upcoming bull market. Now, obviously, you have to consider the fact that the circulating supply has been dumped with a lot of tokens in the past year or year and a half. So it's going to be much harder for the price to go that parabolic and that high up. Obviously, if we have a major inflow of projects, being tested on the Moonriver network, we can obviously see the demand for the Moonriver token increasing exponentially as well. So it all depends on what the markets does. It all depends on what the Polkadot ecosystem is going to be doing and how bullish it is going to be. But for me, this is one of my long-term holds and I'm staking it right now. So I'm definitely going to be taking profits at around about $200 to $300 if we get there. If not, if we're sitting at $150 and Bitcoin's already at 130K, then I'm definitely going to be selling my batch of Moonriver there. So thank you all for watching, guys. This has been a quick little update on the Moonriver price. I know there's not a lot going on, so I'm just trying to keep you informed on what's going on. And just, I know sometimes it's good to watch a video and know that, the price is all right. There are other people bullish on the project that you're bullish on, so it kind of calms you down. I know that feeling. So I hope that's what I bring to you guys, and yeah, I'm gonna see you in the next update. Stay safe and take care.